What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wait.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Panic. Welcome, everybody. I'm Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. How's it going, everybody? What's up? What's happening? What's going on? I'm here. I wouldn't say I'm early. I saw someone say I'm early. Technically, I'm early from the last couple of shows, but I need to be coming on much earlier. Shit gets in the way. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. If you want to support the show, do it at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. I got a couple things for you. Let's see. Let's start here. Hold on. This would be a good thing for most people. Actually, let's start with this because some people join a little bit later, and I want to save the one. And it'll be the second video. I don't know what this is. I just saw it said TP USA, Erica Kirk, they're lying to you. So we're getting ready to watch it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. Here we go.
So it seems like somebody's lying. New footage has been circulating showing Turning Point's chief of staff, Mikey McCoy's odd reaction right after Charlie Kirk got shot.
There's Mikey McCoy still on the phone as Charlie's body is being loaded. Can't possibly even know what's happening since he walked away on the phone before Charlie's body even hit the ground.
Right after Charlie Kirk got shot, Mikey McCoy can be seen plugging his ears and instantly turning around and walking away slowly. People are noticing that he's on a cell phone talking to somebody. And this is kind of odd because everybody else around there is running and ducking for cover. And so it begs the question, who was Mikey talking to on the cell phone? Mikey's father, Pastor Rob McCoy, claims
this guy was really weird. That's the guy that claimed to be Charlie Kirk's spiritual advisor or whatever. I think it's very weird that he immediately went out and is like, Charlie Kirk loved Israel. He never wavered on his support for Israel. Like, why are we even fucking talking about this right now? His body's not even cold. And second, he's like, you want to know what the last thing he ever said to me was? That people should buy my book. That they'd love it. Even if that was true. Could you imagine if I came on here to announce, like, my parents died, and the last thing they said to tell everybody is make sure you go to buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer and make a small donation. Like, even if that's true, what the fuck are you doing?
that Mikey called him right after Charlie got shot. Take a listen.
I'm looking at my son who's 24 years old. Justin's the CFO, chief financial officer, and Mikey's the chief of staff. And I'm watching, the minute Charlie was shot, he called me.
It's not that guy.
He's been
Hold
shot
on.
in the neck. But please call every pastor and pray.
Sorry, it's actually McCoy is the guy I'm talking about. His spiritual advisor, his pastor. I think his last name's McCoy. Hold on. Rob McCoy is who I'm talking about, not this guy. This guy's also, it seems like everybody's a fucking pastor now. I should be a pastor.
It's okay, son.
Oh, that is him. Rob McCoy? Yeah, that is him. I'm just looking at the picture now. Mikey McCoy is the son. Okay.
He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him. And
Pastor Rob McCoy also claims that Mikey is covered in blood. But that's odd because Mikey quickly turned and walked.
Now, this is not weird. I mean, it is, but you have to think about this as one of these flashy snakes behind a pulpit. Of course he's going to say, whether it was true or not, he's going to say he was covered in blood, he was crying, he was calling out to the all-powerful name of the Lord Jesus Christ, that he would bring his power down to try to save this beautiful man. Like, of course he's going to exaggerate that.
Walked away without even looking underneath the tent to see if Charlie was okay. According to James Lee's investigation.
To be fair, we know we can't expect everybody to be a hero, okay? It looks like to me from this video right here, he heard a gunshot, he saw Charlie fall, he's going to fucking cover.
Covered in blood.
It's him right here. You guys need me to zoom in? He's right here on the side wearing a white hat. Okay, see this monitor, the speaker? He's right here wearing this white hat.
But that's odd because Mikey quickly turned and walked away.
Get down.
Without even looking
Get up.
at the tent to see if Charlie
Go away.
was okay. According to James Lee.
Looks like he's going for cover. So right there you have the jugular vein, which would have been an oozing dark red blood, like almost a blackish blood, right? Wasn't that? You have the carotid artery, which is bright red, almost pink, spurting blood, which is what was struck. Obviously, maybe the jugular was hit too, but we saw all the thing. When you get a severed carotid artery, the way you're supposed to treat that in combat, okay, is you're going to go out in seconds, potentially die, and not much longer than that. But the way we were taught to treat it in combat is you take your gauze, which you would have to have ready automatically. Like it's so little time, but you take your gauze, you roll it to about the size of a quarter, but a sphere. So a sphere about as big around as a quarter. You're going to take that with 2 fingers, fish into the bullet wound, and you're going to find, you can feel an artery. How can I describe it? It's kind of like it feels like a straw made out of cooked pasta. Okay? It feels like a straw, like a McDonald's straw made out of cooked pasta. Okay? And it's going to be coming up, right? It is pumping from the heart. Okay? What you need to do is take it with your 2 fingers as you go into the bullet wound with your quarter-sized ball of gauze. You've got to take it, get behind it, push it down, pinch it with the gauze. Then, while you continue to hold it with 1 finger, you pull out the other finger and start packing gauze in there. You've got to pack it full to where it'll hold that pressure there. It's very bad. Very bad. And when an artery or a vein is severed like that, especially one that big, not only is one side putting out blood, the other side's sucking air. So once you packed and you think you've stopped the bleeding, I don't even know if there's time to do this, but this is the way it's taught. Once you've packed it and you think you've stopped the bleeding, you take the entire neck and wrap it in saran wrap or something plastic, something like that, because the other side's now sucking air. That air will travel down to your heart and lungs and cause more issues. You need to make it to where it can't suck air. I don't know that there's actually enough time to do that. I'm sure there's probably at least one documented case of someone saving somebody like that. Or maybe, like someone said, stick your thumb in it. Sort of. Like maybe if you didn't have, because who's going to have their gauze ready and already rolled up? By the time you roll gauze up in a ball like that, you're probably already bled out, right? Maybe you get a finger in there, stop the bleeding instantly, and the guy's going to be pretty fucked up. Maybe you stop it instantly, pull out your gauze with your other hand and get it on there. There's all these weird rumors about, people used to say, I used to see people carry these on their vests. You can see this? It is a binder clip. I used to see people carry these on their vest overseas, and they would tell people like, you got an arterial bleed, You can take this right here, boom, clip it off. That is not true. That is not true. Like I told you, it is a straw made out of cooked pasta. You know how easily cooked pasta comes apart? If you clamp this onto a vein, it's just going to rip it apart. It's just going to rip it apart, and now you're going to have less artery or vein to work with. One of the worst things about like stuff like that being in muscle, like arteries and veins, is retraction, right? You're already worried about the artery or vein retracting into the muscle, and you can't find it. It doesn't matter how far you go. It retracts this far. You're barely going to be able to reach it with your finger unless you start cutting people. You don't want to use anything that's going to damage the artery or vein more and cause you less room to work with. The more artery you have there, even in surgery, like they take hemostats and clip them off. Can't cauterize it. There's too much pressure there. You obviously can't use a tourniquet. You probably could hold it for a little bit, but still, even then, Charlie's probably got brain damage. He's definitely unconscious and fucked up. Probably got brain damage, or anybody. I don't have to say Charlie. Anybody. The other side will still pump and deliver blood, right? You have carotid on both sides in the front, jugular on both sides in the back. It's a bad situation to be in, right? You just don't want to. You never want to get in that situation.
His investigation, Mikey McCoy called.
I don't think the way people look at mass shootings now, like if mass shootings weren't a big thing, right? Let's say mass shootings in the U.S. hardly ever happened. No one talked about them. We didn't see them all the time on the news. See how horrific they are, how people like wander up and down halls and kill people repeatedly and whatever. Sadistic in the way they address it. I would understand like a shot rings out and then everybody tries to run to Charlie and is like, oh, let me help. Oh my God, what could that have been? Was it an explosion? I don't know. You know what I mean? The way mass shootings are, I don't know that I can blame somebody for running to cover. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, we've been conditioned to see how horrible they are. They hear the first gunshot, somebody falls. You're thinking mass shooter. You're not thinking single shooter, single bullet. You're thinking mass shooter at a public event. I've got to get some distance.
He is covered in blood. But that's odd because Mikey quickly turned and walked away without even looking underneath the tent to see if Charlie was okay. According to James Lee's investigation, Mikey McCoy.
Oh, I was wrong about who that was. Hold on.
He had blood all over him. And
Pastor Rob McCoy also claims that Mikey.
Let me zoom in again. It wasn't the guy on the white on the left side. It's the guy on the right. I just realized that. Sorry. I'm just wrong here.
He is covered in blood.
He is wearing white, though. All right, so apparently Mikey's on this side and runs behind the tent and then reappears when this guy right here is getting up. Let's see.
But that's odd because.
All right, Mikey takes off from this corner. Mikey walks away as soon as the shot rings out. And then we're going to see him come back right here.
Walked away.
Right there, I guess.
Without even looking underneath the tent.
Oh, no, right there. It's not this guy. It's that guy. And he's already on the phone. That is pretty quick to be on a fucking phone call, though. Right? Who the fuck you calling that fast, dude? Oh, wait. Here's something. I remember hearing from somebody, and I want to say I think it was this older guy with the white hat. There was somebody that was accused of being part of the murder, like they were signaling the shooter or whatever, and he was on FaceTime with somebody. You guys remember that? There was somebody that was like, I was FaceTiming, so-and-so, and we were sitting there talking when the shot went off. That could explain pulling the phone up that quick.
To see if Charlie was okay.
If he was already on the phone, already on a phone call, already talking to somebody, maybe.
According to James Lee's investigation, Mikey McCoy called Erica Kirk, and this is per the New York Times. Check this out.
Who was he calling? Well, I did some digging, and According to the New York Times, it was one Erica Kirk. Quote, Miss Kirk was...
By the way, remember when they tried to guilt you and make you feel bad saying that Erica Kirk and his daughter were in the front row? That was a lie from the start. They're still saying that Charlie Kirk was killed in front of his family. That's not true. By the way, I don't think... Be mad if you want to. I know Charlie Kirk is not a martyr. He didn't decide facing persecution. Like if I keep speaking about Jesus Christ, this person is going to kill me, right? The government's going to kill me. This person is going to kill me, whatever. That's not what happened, right? He was shot from a distance. He had no idea it was coming. We have no idea if it had anything to do with his religion. He's definitely not a martyr.
Sitting in her mother's hospital room at 11:23 a.m. local time in Phoenix when she saw the number of her husband's longtime assistant, Michael McCoy, appear on her phone. In retrospect, she said she knew the words, "He's been shot," before Mr. McCoy screamed them. According to official records, Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 11:23 in Phoenix. So if the New York Times is being 100% accurate, the only person that Mikey could have been on the phone...
Oh, that's crazy. The time matches up. Literally, that's the exact time he was shot. He's calling Erica Kirk. That seems kind of far-fetched.
...with is Erica.
So who was Mikey McCoy really talking to? And why did he just walk away so calmly right after his friend got shot?
Yeah, that is wild that he's like still walking. This is the vehicle they load Charlie in, right?
So it seems like somebody's lying.
I want to go to YouTube because that sounds interesting. I want to save that video. That's something we can watch. I don't know what this one is, but we can skip it. Oh, these are actually really good funnies. Oh, really, really funny, good videos. Michael McCoy. Who was he just saying did that investigation? Oh, debunking viral video attacking Charlie's chief of staff, Michael McCoy. Let's see what the response here is.
Charlie loved this country, and he loved partnering with organizations that truly stand for what...
Such as Israel.
Right, one of our most trusted partners, AMAC.
I would like to tell you how much I like partnering with Israel, and how every time I partner with Israel, I feel like I'm not going to kill myself.
They're American citizens. And it's a video...
Here we go.
First, we got to do a little addressing of a video that went viral this weekend, and it's a video of Charlie's chief of staff. We made the decision we wanted to address this head on.
This is from the actual Charlie Kirk account
because candidly, there's so much intrigue. And I'm going to do a generous thing. The intrigue is because people care about Charlie. Okay, so that part I understand. You're more generous than I do. Yes, and that's fine. And I am going to give you the floor here now, Blake, because you were there and you actually interacted with Mikey. You were with Mikey. You left the scene and then connected with Mikey. So explain what the video is.
I'm not going to wallow in it at length, but people have. It's gone viral and people have asked us to address it. I'm going to do so briefly. The video, without going way into it, is by, I can't even remember the guy's name. Someone made a video that is attacking Mikey, Charlie's friend, Charlie's chief of staff, a guy all of us know, a guy who we've seen on the show here the last few weeks. They are attacking him, claiming, based on a few seconds of clips, that he allegedly has like a nonchalant or calm reaction to Charlie's murder. And
well, it's undoubted that he kind of runs away, right? You can say like he was just trying to get the fuck out of there. Maybe he didn't know Charlie was hit. He was right beside it, but maybe he just thought it was a shooter and the security was going to do their thing to secure Charlie. I don't know, but He's 60 feet past the car that they load Charlie into. Like, where the fuck's he going?
And I'm just going to be blunt about this. This is an extremely disgusting attack. And I can speak to that because I was there when it happened and I was next to Mikey when it happened. And what I can say is, I can't say every single thing that happened, but I want to talk about this specific narrow thing. That the shooting occurs. I am next to Mikey. Both of us hear a loud crack. We both turn. We both see Charlie who has been shot. Both of us, I think at about the same time, realize that means there is a shooter who is on the scene. And, you just hear the crack, so you don't know, did it come from far away? Did it come from close? Is there a mass shooter unfolding right now? So I and him both had the reaction of, let's get out of here before we were both shot. That is not us abandoning Charlie. Charlie had a security team. They all...
I want to try to be nice about this, okay? Turn over a new leaf chat. This is New Leaf Will, okay? In the same exact way, I think we can't expect everybody to be a hero, right? And not everybody's going to dive on a grenade. Not everybody's going to check on somebody that's been shot. I also don't think you can be like, that's not us abandoning. That's exactly what it was, right? Just say, I got the hell out of there. I didn't want to get shot. Don't turn around and say, that's not us abandoning Charlie. That's exactly what that is it not? You just said you saw the man get hits. And then you said, we didn't want to get shot, so we left. But we weren't abandoning Charlie. We weren't doing that. Then what the fuck? Are you going to loop back through and pick him up? I don't expect everybody to be a hero. But even if you do, I'm not saying you have to come out and say, I abandoned Charlie. But I think to fight this by saying, I didn't abandon Charlie is asking us not to believe what you just fucking said originally. Right. Exactly. I would just say, like, I went for cover. I don't know where the shooter's at. I don't know who's been hit. I don't know if it's a mass shooting. I went for cover. I wouldn't try to defend it with, I didn't abandon. That's not us abandoning Charlie. Yes, it is.
So I and him both had the reaction of, let's get out of here before we were both shot. That is not us abandoning Charlie. Charlie had a security team. They all leapt immediately into action, and they got Charlie out of there, which was what their job was to do. My job was not to get in the way and screw this up because, like, I had to be a hero. That was not my job. I remember even running past, both of us going past the SUV that we came in on, and me thinking, should I get in that car? And then thinking, no, that's a really stupid thing to do. And then I kept going. So I was not with Mikey, or I don't remember being with him. I think I was ahead of him as we left. And then we get out, and I run for...
Oh, so you ran first, and Mikey was chasing you down?
Or can't have been more than 15 or 20 seconds. And then I realized there hasn't been another shot, so the shooter has likely been detained or stopped or something, not in immediate danger. I pause, I look around me, and I see Mikey. And I see Mikey there. And I will never forget what I saw, because I've seen Mikey almost every day for the past 2 years. I know his personality very well. He's a very bubbly guy. He's a very happy guy almost all of the time. And I'll never forget what I saw, because it was clear in the moment that he was profoundly freaked out. What I'll always remember is the way his lip was quivering, which I'd never seen before. And you very rarely see from someone that's...
If someone ever describes me as bubbly, I may hunt you down for all of eternity.
He was freaking out. And then I think he literally said to me, I might be imagining this, but I think what he literally said was, he was looking around, and then he says, I need to call Erica. And then he takes his phone and he begins calling Erica. And I don't want to disclose how that call unfolded, but he did that. Your mind extends all of this, but that is happening within a minute of all of this occurring. I remember he calls Erica. Around the same time, I pull out my phone and I call my mom just to say, Mom, there's been a shooting. You're going to see it on the news. I'm okay. Pray for me. I've got to go. And I remember that call. And around the time I put that phone away, and then he immediately calls his dad. He calls Rob McCoy, and he says, Dad, someone shot Charlie. You need to call all of your pastor friends. Charlie was hit. We need everyone to pray right now. And that's what he told him.
And his dad's running around saying that he was covered in blood.
And I guess it's very disgusting for me as someone who witnessed this, who saw Mikey hugely distressed and then step up in the moment, because after that call was over, I saw Mikey get total mastery of himself, that he realized he had to step up in this situation. And from that point, he was like...
That's how they're trying to paint him, as this calm, collected... master of this disaster and taking everything over and stepping up and telling people what their jobs were and leading the fucking the prayer wheel or whatever. Like it's so weird.
Directing a battle where he was, grabbing people. And
there you go. A general directing his battle. He ran, bro. He saw what's supposed to be his best fucking friend, business partner for the last 10 plus fucking years, right? Hit the ground and he ran. I'm not saying that's unreasonable, right? But don't try to make it seem like he's this behind the scenes hero.
We need to get to the hospital, and we need to do these things, and you guys need to wait here. I need to get in here to get information so that I can get it to Erica. And when we learned he was dead, he came out and he told us, and then he says, now none of you can say anything that you've heard, because Erica's not going to hear about this from anyone except me.
Can I ask a question? I've just been thrown into this 10 minutes ago, but there's a suggestion online that Mikey, Charlie's chief of staff, one of the most sincere people you ever meet, brilliant, Christian, kind, everyone he ever met in his entire life, couldn't hurt a fly, was part of a conspiracy to murder Charlie. That's what's going on.
It's vile. It's utterly vile.
Who would do this? What type of individual? Just to create content, do we think, or is there some? What's the interior?
I don't know. I think a lot of this mindset just sort of fuels itself.
Honestly, they think the FBI's kind of fucked this up, right? In the name of we're gonna rush out everything as fast as we can, right? They had the wrong shooter, arrested him, released him. They had a second wrong shooter, arrested him, released him. They want to release the bullets, and they want to release the gun, they want to release the security. Nothing adds up because they haven't built a case yet, right? And they want to go on Fox News and say his spine was made of steel because God performed a miracle or some shit. Like, that's what's causing doubt in everybody else's mind. Not that there wouldn't be conspiracy theorists already. Even if they would have handled this perfectly, there would have been conspiracy theorists. But there's more of them now. And now that there's more of them, because of the way the FBI handled this fucking case, they're starting to look at everybody around Charlie and say, why is he acting like that? And it's not out of the, again, that's not out of the ordinary for somebody to act like that, to fucking be on the phone, run, scream, whatever. But to try to tell the narrative like he's a general leading the military while he's running away is going to cause more people to question this narrative.
It's sort of addictive in the same way a lot of social media stuff is addictive, or in the way like, honestly, something like pornography is addictive or something. Like they get really, they almost...
I'll be honest with you. I didn't see his point until he mentioned a pornography. I can't tell you how many times I've masturbated to that video. Am I right, chat? Ooh-wee. Daddy wants to be a neck wound.
Almost get they get a high off of like the idea of like that they're doing something that's daring or out there.
Yeah, and I want to make one other point though.
Oh,
and this
sorry. I take it back. New leaf.
is actually to your point. You saw Mikey do heroic things that day. I saw Mikey do heroic things. I was not on site, but I immediately flew to Utah. We got a plane, and it's not something that I'm used to, but it was like my wife went with me. We went straight over. I knew I needed to be with Erica and the team immediately, just because, I just knew. But that moment when I got the news, I was.
Why would he say pornography, bro? It's like pornography. Well, I will admit I've masturbated that several times.
So shell shocked. I was not even.
Now that he brought it up, he broke the ice. Okay. I just wanted to say, yeah, I've been thinking that for a while.
There, but I was immediately traumatized. My brain fries like an egg. I can't see straight. I can't think straight. All I knew is that, like, what's happening? My wife came in. She like hugged me.
That's your brain on drugs, bro.
Started crying together, and I can't even remember those moments very clearly. I wasn't even there. Mikey was two steps away, about that. And I asked him. I was like, "Do you even remember the moments after?" He's like, I can't even really remember. I know I called Erica. I know I called my wife. I know I called my dad. I can't even really remember the steps I took. I can't. But here's the last thing I want to make a point of. And because Charlie had given me similar instructions along the years. Said, if anything ever happens to me, you call Erica.
Yeah, that's
and he drilled that into Mikey's brain so that when this moment of trauma happened, that he turned around and he knew how to do it. And by the way,
They're doing too much, dude. Who the fuck would have to drill it into their assistant's head? If something happens to me, call my wife. Like, they're doing too much. They're trying to make it seem like this is the most normal thing ever, but the details they're having to add to it are too much. Everybody knows. Complete fucking strangers. Right? If a person I've never met, a cop I've never met, finds me on the side of the road, ran over by a tractor and trailer, he's going to pick up my phone and be like, I wonder if he's got a wife or next to kin, right? No one has to be like, contact my relatives. I'm going to tell you that 5 times a day, every day, until you remember it, Mikey. He had to drill it into us, guys. He had to drill it into us. If something happens to me, contact my totally normal wife who's not an Israeli plant. She needs to talk. She needs to call her handlers, okay? She has a Mossad contact that has to be notified within 20 to 30 minutes.
last thing, because this is part of the video allegations here, is that they think they're alleging that he was on the phone immediately. He was not. He was taking social videos, which he would send to our group chat, which we would then put on Charlie's social while the event was happening, so you could see like the crowd come in or his interactions. And we were only 2 questions into this event, so he was still getting it out to all the chats he needed to do, which he did at every event. He turns around and it was so blaringly loud. I'm told you would know this better than this is what I'm told. It was so blaringly loud, and he was so shell shocked. He put his fingers in his ear, but his phone was still in his hand. He walks away, and he's not
even walking. Because people are talking about that. The way it was is we had a cordon off.
The gunshot was that loud from 200 yards away. They had to plug his ears, or the people shouting.
Off area with rates, so you had controlled access. All the people, when this happens, they all get the idea we should leave before we are shot. And so
they're saying he wasn't on the phone. He had his phone in his hand and he was plugging his ears to make it look like he was on the phone.
Little narrow gap that I think people, it's not really walking, it's that everyone has to slow up to get through this little narrow choke point to get out of the area. And
anyways, well, the point is he walks briskly. I don't even care if he's walking, running, whatever, because again, the most traumatic thing you could imagine had just happened to him. My brain fried. I cannot imagine what was going through your guys' head, being on the scene and seeing it and knowing, again, the security guys are jumping in. He turns and he, like I'm telling you, Mikey that day turned into a general on a field.
Remember they try to tell you it was an open and shut case, leftist, trans, lunatic, showed up, wrote messages on bullet, and now none of them believe it.
Marshaling the troops going, but like for a second there,
these motherfuckers don't even sound like they believe it.
Obviously he didn't know what to do, and then he clicked into gear eventually. It was amazing.
Mikey was a heroic figure on that day, and I really want anyone who finds
he was a hero
attacking him to be remotely credible, to really
a hero that ran away. That's how heroes are born, chat. Is that him? Yes. Let's see what he says about it, about Charlie.
I want to introduce you now to Mikey McCoy. His friends call him Mikey, so I'll call him Mikey as well, a former chief of staff. His first interview since the killing of his friend less than a week ago. Mikey, I hope you're doing okay. Long days ahead, and it takes a lot of courage to come on TV and talk about a friend who was as close to you as he was. I'll get to his.
By the way, here's something. While we're talking about this and talking about media and optics and shit like that, one of the biggest unaddressed things that's going on right now with the Trump administration is these blatant, is no one going to say anything about the blatant violations of the Hatch Act? Is nobody going to get in trouble for this? The Hatch Act is a federal law that limits the political activities of federal employees. Right? You can't use federal time, federal resources, federal dollars, federal websites for partisan politics. But if you go to USDA.gov, Senate Democrats have now voted 12 times to not fund the food stamp program, also known as Supplemental SNAP. Bottom line, the well is run dry. At this time, there will be no benefits issued November 1st. We are approaching an inflection point for Senate Democrats. They can continue to hold out for health care for illegal aliens and gender mutilation procedures, or reopen the government so mothers, babies, and the most vulnerable among us can receive critical nutrition assistance. Like, what the fuck is going on? Engaging in partisan political activities while on duty, right, as a representative of the government or with government resources is illegal across the board. Every federal website looks like this. Every federal government website is like, the Democrats want to cut your dick off and give it to an illegal. This is insane, dude.
Really, it's fun. You were driving into the airport, he was speaking at your dad's church, and you said, I'm thinking about going to college. And he said, don't go to college. Why was that?
Charlie had a knack of telling you what to do, not asking you. And so the first time I met Charlie, I drove him and his then girlfriend Erica to the airport. And he grilled me on Aristotle, American history, Plato. And when I dropped him off at his terminal, he gets out of the car and goes, I don't want you to go to college. I want you to come work for me at Turning Point USA. And so I took a day to think about it, and I did it. And the story's the same with his wife, Erica. When he met her for the first time, he was interviewing her, and he told her, he said, I don't want to hire you, I want to date you. And so it's the best 6 years of my life that I spent under the tutelage of Charlie, learning from him.
Yeah, he said, how many states you been to? And you said 2.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, we're flying. Yeah, well, we're flying from Maine to New York. He looked at me and said, how many states have you been?
Charlie's gums weren't receding. His teeth were receding. And I didn't know that was an issue among closeted Republicans.
So I said, well, I think 2. He said, well, I'm going to change that. I'm going to get you all 50. And since then, barely got me to 48 states, 6 countries. It was the honor of my lifetime to travel with any of them.
I want you to listen to something here. I know it's hard because you were with him last Wednesday. In fact, I think you were just a few feet away from that assassin's bullet. Here is the DA in Utah County, Jeff Gray, talking last hour.
Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence.
Some hate cannot be negotiated out. What do you think Charlie would say to that?
Well, the day that Charlie was martyred was the perfect example of the legacy that he lived. And
Charlie would say that some gun violence deaths are acceptable as long as we get to keep our right to bear arms, and that includes all arms, because he already said that when talking about all the school shootings.
The day he walked out to that crowd, there's a sea of thousands of students cheering his name. He was doing what he loved. He was throwing up MAGA hats, answering questions, proclaiming the name of Jesus Christ. And I guess the gospel is a hard message to receive to some people, where messages sent like that back.
Oh yeah, it was the gospel. It was the gospel. That's what he's talking about when he says some hate can't be negotiated with. He was talking about the gospel.
And forth to a lover, to a friend, or something like that on a group thread somehow offend you, and it's hard to listen to. But Charlie built Turning Point USA to help fight for the youth of America, and he set out with nobody showing up to our events, and ended with tens of thousands of students showing up to our events. So his mission is staying alive. His work is going to continue, and the truth offends people still.
Yeah. You just heard Lauren's report about the popularity for Turning Point. Yeah, where does that go? Who is the leader or leaders? What is the legacy as you're able to try and digest this? Not even a week out of it.
Yeah, Charlie always had a knack for choosing people, as Erica Kirk said in her message the other night to the nation, and he did. And the organization has leaders that Charlie handpicked to lead us and guide us, and he always had plans in case something happened. And
at 7:42 a.m. on August 7th.
Not what I'm looking for. That's Coach Mikey McCoy. That's not the same one. Let's do this. New footage exposes Mikey McCoy. I think that's one of them we were just watching. Is that the guy? I thought it was a black guy that we were looking for. Oh, God. Officer Tatum's such a fucking loser. Let's see what it is.
Now the conspiracy theorists have run out of theories, and now they want to blame Mikey McCoy. How in the world? Hey, don't you find it interesting that the same people that's claiming that everybody's betrayed Charlie, they're not invited to the cookout?
Because Charlie had given me similar instructions.
Officer Tatum is the missing Hodge twin.
Along the years, said if anything ever happens to me, you call Erica. Yeah, and he drilled that into Mikey's brain so that when this moment of trauma happened, that he turned around and he knew he had to do it.
Mikey McCoy, Charlie's chief of staff and friend, who spent the whole morning dutifully and loyally by Charlie's side, filming everything, abandoned Charlie in the very instant Charlie was killed. Was Charlie actually dead? Did he need help? Did Mikey rush to his aid or get his phone camera out? Anything?
I can't imagine somebody having the gall to put Mikey out there and act as if he abandoned Charlie. He's a 20-year-old man seeing somebody get shot in the neck with blood gushing out. That's his best friend. Like, I don't understand why people feel the need to do stuff like this. He definitely runs off in probably absolute terror. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, get notifications, and Instagram live, make a video, make sure you still subscribe to the channel. Like,
yeah, but they're also trying to build him up as a hero behind the scenes.
video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. So there's conspiracy.
He can't be both, right? He just can't be.
That Mikey McCoy had something to do with Charlie Kirk death. Not only people think this, but I still have to address it because people are spreading it on the internet, and in good faith and my loyalty to Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk, I do want to make sure that his legacy don't.
This first section, how long is this section? This first 2.5-minute section is literally titled, if anything happens, call Erica. No shit. Like, couldn't that just been an unspoken rule?
Get marred by idiotic individuals who spend the majority of their time pushing conspiracy theories. Now, conspiracy theories are lucrative. There are two different ways to look at this.
Your side's entire platform is conspiracy theories, you fucking retard.
You have conspiracy theories being lucrative is the reason why people
look at these idiots pushing conspiracy theories. Dead people voted and elected Joe Biden.
Conspiracy theories. Then you have other people who cannot compartmentalize what they see and compartmentalize that in reality, which means that they are refusing to believe that
the Democrats want to give the illegal aliens my penis.
Nut job who is infused with hatred against Charlie Kirk and against conservatives, who was dating a transgender and decided he was going to take Charlie's life because of those things. They cannot put that in perspective, so they rather believe a conspiracy than to believe what's in it right in front of their faces. So we got a couple clips. The first is the guy Ian Carroll, which if you're unlucky to follow this guy, which I have no idea how he's even relevant because he's a complete anti-Semite. He made a whole statement about the suspicion of Mikey McCoy, which is Rob McCoy, Pastor Rob McCoy's son. Now, context real quick before we start this is that I know Rob McCoy.
I can't do Tatum that much. Let's do Ian Carroll then. I don't agree with him. He is anti-Semitic, but still. Who was Charlie's chief of staff and who was he calling? That's an hour and 41. We'll try to shorten it here.
If you don't know about the disturbing illusion, check him out. He's super cool.
For those of you who may not know, this is Ian Carroll. He popped up on the scene about 2.5 years ago, researching conspiracy theories, financial topics, and current events. He really popped up on my radar when he started talking about and exposing the Federal Reserve. He has a really...
He kind of gained popularity with the GameStop people, the investor bro shit.
Wide following across all of his platforms. Right here on X, he has 1.3 million followers. And even though I've criticized him in the past, the thing is that he wants to encourage his audience, trying to be pretty... I want to play it here because I think you'll benefit from this. Because in this video, while he's commenting on my video, he shows you how he does it. He just recently commented.
All right, so the video we're actually looking for is this.
Because in this video...
What the fuck? What did Charlie Kirk's chief of staff do? The disturbing illusion. What the fuck? What did Charlie Kirk's chief of staff do while Charlie was ended? All right, 10-minute video. Here we go.
In a continued effort to try to solve the Charlie Kirk murder, who did it, why did they do it, or their motivations, something that the FBI doesn't appear to be very interested in doing, we turn our sights on Mikey McCoy. Mikey McCoy is the son of Rob McCoy. Rob McCoy is the pastor, or was the pastor, for Charlie Kirk. And before we proceed, everybody we look at here, including Mikey McCoy, is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But Mikey McCoy here admits that the TPUSA geo-tracking team tracked 277,000 people who attended Charlie Kirk's memorial. We're going to listen to him say this, and stay tuned because we're going to look at his actions immediately.
Excuse me? The Turning Point USA has a geo-tracking team? And they tracked everybody that went to Charlie? That seems like a big deal there, no? Yeah, we got a tracking team that tracks 250,000 people that all went to Charlie's memorial. In other news, we love Israel. And the more we love Israel, the less we want to take our own lives.
After and while Charlie Kirk was being shot, or was shot, whatever happened to Charlie Kirk. We're going to look at the reaction of Mikey McCoy, who was standing mere feet from Charlie Kirk when the incident happened. And based on what Mikey McCoy says right here, I'm starting to think that the P in TPUSA stands for Palantir. Without further ado, this is Mikey McCoy speaking on a broadcast with Dr. Frank Turek, who was Charlie Kirk's mentor.
Being at the office, being together, talking about the show, running the organization, doing the things that we used to do with Charlie is the only thing really bringing us the most comfort right now. And all of us will laugh because as we're talking and...
That guy's who I'm talking about. That's the book sales guy. What did he just say his name was? That's the guy that said the last thing Charlie said to me was that people should really buy my book.
Dr. Frank Turek, who was Charlie Kirk's mentor.
Frank Turek, Charlie Kirk's mentor. The last thing he ever said to me is, "Boy, Frank, you sure do have a hell of a book. People ought to read this." Really? That's the last thing he said to you. It wasn't like, "Bye, Frank." Or, "Frank, do you work for Israel?" It wasn't that.
Being at the office, being together, talking about the show, running the organization, doing the things that we used to do with Charlie is the only thing really bringing us the most comfort right now. And all of us will laugh because as we're talking and as we're planning events and doing things, we hear Charlie's voice in the back of our head. And I hear this all the time. It's like ingrained in me. Where, even for the memorial, when we were planning the memorial, we're going to do it at Desert Diamond Arena, which holds 20,000 people. And me, Erica, Elizabeth, we all look at each other like, more, Charlie.
Do these people seem overly happy to you? I know I joke and I call Erica Kirk America's happiest widow, but I'm seeing a pattern. Andrew Colvett, Dr. Frank Turek, Mikey McCoy, Rob McCoy, Erica Kirk, the entire TPUSA staff, they seem overly jubilant, in my opinion. I don't know, that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy.
You need more people.
More. You need more people.
And so we jumped over to Cardinals Stadium, and we truthfully at first we were like, we've never done an event this big. I don't think there's ever been an event that big in any sort of movement. So we said, you know what, we have a piece about it, so we'll just release it to the Lord, and we'll do everything that we can with our vessels to plan the best event we can logistically. But filling that room, we'll do the best promotional ability we can, but we'll open it up to you, Lord, and we did. And our geo-tracking team tracked 277,000 people that day.
Our geo-tracking team tracked 277,000 people that day.
Surely he means like randomized data of just like how many people were there, right? To verify how many people are in an area, and not like, well, Emily went, but Joe didn't, right? And then after that, looks like they both went and had ice cream.
Did you know that TPUSA has a geo-tracking team? Who is that geo-tracking team? Is it part of TPUSA? Are they a third-party client? I know that Andrew Colvett said our geo-tracking partners. So who are they partnering with? Peter Thiel? Peter Thiel owns Palantir. Peter Thiel bankrolled J.D. Vance. Palantir basically is in the tank for Israel. These people want to monitor everything you and I do on the internet. Does the P in TPUSA really stand for Palantir? I mean, practically speaking, do you think any one of those 277,000 people who were geo-tracked by TPUSA gave their consent? They're there to pay the respects to Charlie Kirk and are being geo-tracked by Charlie Kirk's organization? And what is TPUSA going to do with all that information?
And so just seeing what the Lord has used this tragedy for.
Tracked 277,000 people a day.
And it's given way to this great harvest of people.
Great harvest of people
coming out and supporting Turning Point, donors coming out and supporting Turning Point, listeners of the Charlie Kirk Show. They're still emailing us every day, freedomcharliekirk.com, as though nothing has changed. Our events are going on, America Fest is going on.
So they geo-tracked 277,000 Charlie Kirk faithful who were there to pay their respects. He says the Lord has used this tragedy for this great harvest of the people, and I understand that's biblical terminology, but in the context of the way he's using it, we are talking about geo-tracking 277,000 people. It's over 250,000 people, and harvesting whatever data they harvested while they tracked those people. And then they got this weird case of duper's delight going on, and it just kind of makes you wonder, what the hell am I seeing here? This doesn't seem normal. And then they're selling Charlie Kirk merchandise, profiting from this guy's death and profiting handsomely. And then you got what Sam Parker pointed out over here on X. Watch Mikey McCoy's reaction as Charlie Kirk was being hit by a bullet and falling over. I'm gonna play this with sound. Just keep in mind the sound can be a little irritating, so just get ready to turn it down if you have to. Watch this. You'll see Mikey McCoy right here with the white shirt and the white hat, and he immediately gets on the phone before Charlie Kirk even hits the ground.
I want to see what that said. Shot rings out. Right arm begins raising phone. No dial motion detected. Sorry, that sound was bothering me.
Everybody else is ducking. He's got the phone to his left ear, just walking away casually. Not running, not ducking. No concern for Charlie.
Damn, that sounds annoying.
Charlie's evacuated behind him. But what's he talking about? He doesn't actually know anything yet. He walked away without seeing what happened to Charlie. Who's he talking?
Sam Parker, I think, is the one who did the original video we were looking for, but this covers it. Good enough. Still on the phone as Charlie's evacuated behind him. But what's he talking about? He doesn't actually know anything yet. He walked away without seeing what happened to Charlie. Who's he talking to? What's he saying? That's them loading Charlie into the car, and that's him still running down the sidewalk. That is kind of a crazy picture to get, right? Like, these people are loading Charlie in a car to take him to the hospital. He's running down the sidewalk on the phone. It's a wild picture.
This is Charlie Kirk's chief of staff showing zero concern for Charlie. You can actually see it better in this video right here. I don't want to show Charlie Kirk getting shot. I just want to focus on Mikey McCoy. I want this video to go out to as many people as possible. Immediately, Mikey gets on the phone. From Charlie Kirk's mentor to his best friend to his wife to his coworkers.
It is plausible that he had his phone in his hand already, was texting or posting social media, and he went like this to cover his ears, I guess.
Everybody seems to be really living it up and lapping it up in the wake of Charlie's brutal murder. I mean, they're taking this thing really, really well. And there's some actions coming out of these people that really make you scratch your head and go, are these people human beings? Because that's not how people act in my zone of influence. I mean, I've seen more care or concern coming out of a stranger toward a homeless person. I've seen people devastated for long periods of time, and you have too.
This has been a hell of a sidetrack. It's supposed to be one, 2-minute video.
These people like me who are just not able to laugh or do anything months after your pet dies. But here these guys are laughing, enjoying life, profiting handsomely from this brutal...
So what does Ian Carroll say about it then? Not that one. This one?
While he's commenting on my video, he shows you how he does his own research and of getting the
who I have in studio. Ian Carroll, who's blowing up. You're just not going to want to miss this conversation.
I also just wanted to watch some of, I actually don't know homie's name here. He has a different username on Twitter than on here. On YouTube, it's The Disturbing Illusion. I forget his name on Twitter. He's a cool guy. He's very independently minded. He's totally not afraid to speak his mind, whether he agrees with you or not, which is respectable. And I think I've had some, disagreements with him in the past and some agreements with him in the past, but I really like his stuff. I'm just scrolling to see if I can find his Twitter profile and remember what his handle is and give him a shout out. High Impact Flicks? Yeah, I think it's High Impact Flicks. Yeah, cool. Let me show you his Twitter real quick, give him a shout out. It's gotta be him, right? Is this him?
I don't think he's High Impact Flicks.
That picture doesn't look anything like him, but I'm pretty sure this is him. Here, if I go to his YouTube. No, that's not him. Damn it.
Yeah, different person.
With long hair?
I will do whatever it
So he just has two different channels, I guess? Well, he has some super long hair. Rad, dude. Right on.
Oh, he just shaved his head and changed channels? That does look like him now. I've seen the High Impact Flicks guy before. I didn't know this is him. That's crazy.
Cool. So it must be this is his older name, and then he's maybe made a new name for his new channel, The Disturbing Illusion. Cool. So that is it. At High Impact Flicks on X. Cool dude. Even when he disagrees with me and isn't afraid to say it. That's a good thing. And I have not seen this video. I just know that I like his style. I like his shit. It's a good length, and I'm curious what he's going to say about this whole thing. Let's see what bro is into here.
In a continued effort to try to solve the Charlie Kirk murder, who did it, why did they do it, or their motive is the son of Rob.
Stick, but also very intelligent. And he ain't taking no shit because he's seen enough corruption. So he's a fun blend of sassy and sarcastic, but also very intelligent.
And before we proceed, everybody we look at.
Dude, he's got so many fucking subs in his God damn, dude.
Until proven guilty.
Exactly, right? That wisdom that comes with time.
These fucking grifters are making bank.
Not
everybody else is struggling. They're just fucking raking it in.
The wisdom to lay out.
I did watch the Luke Beasley Jubilee thing. It was pretty good.
in a court.
I don't know if you guys watched it or not.
McCoy here admits that the TPUSA geo-tracking team tracked 277,000 people who attended Charlie Kirk's memorial. We're going to listen to him say this, and stay tuned because we're going to look at his actions immediately after and while Charlie Kirk was being shot, or was shot, whatever happened to Charlie Kirk. We're going to look at the reaction of Mikey McCoy, who's standing mere feet from Charlie Kirk when the incident happened. And based on what Mikey McCoy says right here, I'm starting to think that the P in TPUSA stands for Palantir. Without further ado, this is Mikey McCoy speaking on a broadcast with Dr. Frank Turek, who is Charlie Kirk's mentor.
Being at the office, being together, talking about the show, running the organization, doing the things that we do with Charlie is the only thing really bringing us the most comfort right now. And all of us will.
So he's talking to Frank Turek. Just for context, Frank Turek is the guy in white shirt, white hat on the day of the shooting. He's the guy that thinks of himself kind of like a father figure to Charlie. Charlie kind of like a son to him. And he's the guy that wasn't really supposed to get in the SUV with them, but he got into the SUV with them when they drove away to go to the wrong hospital, kind of. And he had a very emotional telling of the story. He seems very genuine in my mind from what I've seen.
We'll laugh because as we're talking and as we're playing events and doing things, we hear Charlie's voice in the back of our head. And I hear this all the time. It's like ingrained in me. Where, you know, even for the memorial, when we're planning the memorial, we're going to do the Desert Diamond Arena, which holds 20,000 people. And me, Erica, Elizabeth, we look at each other like, more, Charlie.
Do these people seem overly happy to you?
Yeah, facts. Absolute facts, bro.
I know a joke, and I
mean, look at the place where he paused it too. He had the perfect pause. I'm pulling up the FARA documents for Show Faith by Works that are going to be very relevant to this piece I think he's about to talk about.
Erica Kirk, America's happiest widow, but I'm seeing a pattern. Andrew Colvett, Dr. Frank Turek, Mikey McCoy, Rob McCoy, Erica Kirk, the entire TPUSA staff, they seem overly jubilant, in my opinion. I don't know, just maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, I don't agree on the Erica one. I mean, I do agree that it's, you know, her behavior is hard to understand, but I think that she's in such a pressure position that I don't. And based upon Candace's positioning and continued speaking, I don't suspect Erica. But I like that there are people out there that do, so that someone's looking into it. I just don't want to. I mean, more people. I'm watching it all. I just, you know.
More. You need more people.
All right, that's pretty funny.
And so we jumped over to Cardinals Stadium. And
that's interesting because he just said that they changed stadiums. And these are stadiums that require months and months and months to book out. And we did get a story, I think from Colvett, but I don't remember, about how that's correct. And yeah, someone else had the space reserved, but out of respect for Charlie, an organization that had the stadium reserved said, you can take our reservation because we want to give you this out of respect for Charlie. And that's how they got the stadium on such short notice. But it doesn't really explain how they organized such a massive, I think the biggest event Turning Point's ever put on. Maybe the biggest political rally. And I don't know. So I think we still have some questions.
Oh, since Germany? Is that what you were about to say? Maybe the biggest political rally since, maybe the 40s? I don't know, the 30s?
About how the hell they put that together. And Mikey just said that they actually had one stadium lined up and overbooked it, and then they've switched and got a different stadium, apparently, on 2 weeks' notice or less.
Truthfully, at first, we've never done an event this big. I don't think there's ever been an event that big in sort of movement. So we said, you know what, we have a piece about it, so we'll just release it to the Lord, and we'll do everything that we can with our vessels to plan the best event we can logistically. But filling that room, we'll do the best promotional ability we can. We'll open it up to you, Lord. And we did. And our geo-tracking team tracked 277,000 people that day.
Our geo-tracking team.
That's fucking... I hope it was randomized, like how many people entered the stadium, roughly.
277,000 people a day.
Did you know that TPUSA has a geo-tracking team? Who is that geo-tracking team? Is it part of TPUSA? Are they a third-party client? I know that Andrew Colvett said our geo-tracking partners. So who are they partnering with? Peter Thiel? Peter Thiel owns Palantir. Peter Thiel bankrolled J.D. Vance.
I'm not going to stop in the middle of talking about Peter Thiel. That was the first contention, is he came after me at one point way back for not talking enough about Peter Thiel. And I was like, back off, but also fair. I'm going to talk more about Peter Thiel. And I have since.
Palantir basically is in the tank for Israel. These people want to monitor everything you and I do on the internet. Does the P in TPUSA really stand for Palantir? I mean, practically speaking, do you think any one of those 277,000 people who were geo-tracked by TPUSA gave their consent? They're there to pay the respect to Charlie Kirk, and they're being geo-tracked by Charlie.
Oh, did you guys hear about when TPUSA showed up at Utah State University? That's not where Charlie was shot, right? He was at Utah Valley, right? Utah Valley University. TPUSA put on an event like, I don't know, not long after that at Utah State University. And before the event started, a teacher called in that they had seen an adult place a suspicious device somewhere outside the university building. They said it was small, compact, but it was placed outside a university building, and the person placed it and walked away. So the cops show up, freak the fuck out, blow it in place, blow it the fuck up and destroy it. Come to find out, it was a fucking tracking collar because they're an agriculture school. And the teacher was teaching a class on how to use the tracking collar locators where you go out and like sweep and locate it. And they just showed up and blew up his fucking tracking collar.
Charlie Kirk's organization? And what is TPUSA going to do with all that information?
And yep, well said. We don't really have confirmation on who exactly geo-tracked that event. Andrew Colvett said our partners, our tech partners. And so I think the question on my mind is, was their tech partner Show Faith by Works LLC? And I just wanted, the point of this whole thing on Twitch here, the point of being here with you guys, is to encourage everyone to do a little more of their own research and to show you how I do mine and how to use the tools available to us and to learn together. So I want to not just pull up the document, but I want to show you how to find it. And so the way that I found it is by Googling FARA filing search, because we want to find a FARA filing, a Foreign Agent Registration Act filing. And when you search that, you get to search the efile.fara.gov website, and you click on that, and then it brings you here where you can search 3 different ways. And if you search by field, we want all document types.
Show Faith by Works, as far as I know, is a PR firm that runs pro-Israeli marketing and is hired by the Israeli government in the U.S. Yeah, to infiltrate communities within the United States and make them pro-Israel.
And I know their filing number, their registrant number, because I have the document right here, 7653. But
they made news a while back for running the largest Christian church geofencing campaign in U.S. history. They placed fences around, digital fences around churches, Christian campuses in multiple states and track mobile devices of worshipers. It's like a big deal.
But you can just type in Show Faith by Works is the name of this organization and search, and it'll show you all the FARA filings that Show Faith by Works has ever filed. And the one that's really spicy is this Exhibit AB. And then when you click
USU is not UVU. It's dumb, I know. Yeah.
On that.
It's confusing.
There you go. Show Faith by Works LLC is the name of registrant. That's their number. And the name of foreign principal is Israel, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is a government of a foreign country that is the foreign principal. The government of Israel, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, directly. So just to be clear. And then when you scroll down, they're forced to give all of these descriptions. This is why AIPAC doesn't want to file. Describe fully the nature and method of performance of the above indicated agreement understanding. Christian outreach through various grassroots and digital targeting of Christians in the Western U.S. We will create a mobile museum to display at churches, Christian colleges, and Christian events. We will target and distribute pro-Israel information online and through targeted geofencing and digital online tools, tracking your phone. We will have teams of people reaching out to churches and pastors and possibly even Christian social media influencers that they pay. Some of this is still undecided and fluid, but these are the outlets we have planned to propose.
And now they're fixing to get their hands on TikTok, right? I don't know if you've heard Netanyahu talk about TikTok, but it sounds bad.
The government of Israel thinks that it is a wise decision to target the Christian faith. And that feels pretty blasphemous to me. I am no authority on the Christian faith by any means, but targeting the Christian faith, Christian churches, Christian colleges, and Christian events with pro-Jewish propaganda. Imagine if it was Muslim. I want to find the part where they talk about what this mobile museum display is. If you don't know, I'm sure you can guess. Encouraging Christians to have a more favorable view of the nation of Israel and to encourage Christians to visit Israel for tourism purposes, propaganda purposes. This was filed September 27th, 2025. Okay, so it was filed after Charlie was killed. Interesting. Relevant, you might even say. These are the people they want to hire and what their activities will be and how much they're going to get paid.
This filing says they paid churches to promote Israel. Do you think churches across the country should be paid to promote within their churches in support of foreign entities? That's crazy. 2 different mega churches in Corpus Christi, Bay Area Fellowship, Church Unlimited, and Real Life Church were both paid
3 teams
remote Israel.
Coordinate with Woody and the Israeli consulate and others to take existing content and compile it and add it to the website, social media channels, etc. The mobile 10/7 experience. Because you got to know. You got to know. Not about the Hannibal Directive, not about any of the other stuff, not about the troops that were moved away from the border, not about any orders to stand down or anything like that. Those are all obviously blatant lies. That totally didn't happen. You can't look that up in Israeli publications like the Times of Israel. I'm just talking about the conspiracy theorists, obviously. So the mobile 10/7 experience, a mobile setup that visits Christian colleges, churches, and Christian events, highlights some of the atrocities from October 7th. Shows footage of IDF explaining the difficulty of fighting bad guys in hostile territory with civilians. Can use existing media from the darkness to light museum, VR headsets, set pieces, full-length TVs for interactive experience. They're going to try to put Christians in VR October 7th. Book different churches each Sunday, different colleges each weekday. Literally, look at the truck. Look at the truck. Compassion in Jesus' name, something? Nice. Real compassionate. Real compassionate. I'm sure this is just what all these Christians want. This invoice is for $325,800. I think it's more than that in total, though. They have a list somewhere right here. California, Arizona, Nevada, and greater Denver, Colorado areas. Arizona is on the list, but this, I think, was filed after Charlie Kirk's memorial event. That doesn't exclude them from having been the partner, the tech partner that did it, but for a little context of what we're talking about.
Yeah, so just seeing what the Lord has used this tragedy for. 277,000 people a day. And it's given way to this great harvest of people.
Great harvest of people.
Coming out and supporting Turning Point.
Awkward language, that's for damn sure. I mean, it's very Christian language to use the word harvest, but still.
I'm supporting Turning Point. Listeners of the Charlie Kirk Show, they're still emailing us every day, freedomcharliekirk.com, as though nothing has changed. Our events are going on, America Fest is going on.
So they geotracked 277,000 Charlie Kirk faithful who were there to pay their respects. He says the Lord has used this tragedy for this great harvest of the people, and I understand that's biblical terminology. But in the context of the way he's using it, we are talking about geotracking 277,000 people. It's over 250,000 people and harvesting whatever data they harvested while they tracked those people. Then they got this weird case of...
And just to be clear, what that includes is that once you've locked onto someone's cell phone and tracked them at one of these events, you can track them ongoing. You can track them home. This tracking means that all 277,000 people that were at Charlie Kirk's memorial to pay their respects to him, they know where they live. They know where your house is. They know where your kids go to school if they want to. They know where you work, where you go shopping. They know if your phone happens to visit certain houses all the time or certain places frequently or whatever.
Super delight going on. And it just,
at least that's what I presume, because that is what you're capable of doing when you geotrack someone's phone.
kind of makes you wonder, what the hell am I seeing here? This doesn't seem normal. And then they're selling Charlie Kirk merchandise, profiting from this guy's death and profiting handsomely. And then you got what Sam Parker pointed out over here on X. Watch Mikey McCoy's reaction as Charlie Kirk was being hit by a bullet and falling over. I'm going to play this with sound. Just keep in mind the sound can be a little irritating.
The sound is super intense on this video. Holy crap. So I'm going to turn it down here real quick.
So just get ready to turn it down after. Watch this. You'll see Mikey McCoy right here with the white shirt.
And we've seen this. I put this on both on like two or three streams so far, and in the video I put out today. You've seen this video.
Mikey right there, just walking away, casually walking. Everybody else
casually walking away.
Keep right here, staff.
All right, I just want to hear his analysis of it.
This is Charlie Kirk's chief of staff, showing zero concern for Charlie. You can actually see it better in this video right here. I don't want to show Charlie Kirk getting shot. I just want to focus on Mikey McCoy. I want this video to go out to as many people as possible. Immediately, Mikey gets on the phone. From Charlie Kirk's mentor to his best friend to his wife to his coworkers, everybody seems to be really living it up and lapping it up in the wake of Charlie's brutal murder. I mean, they're taking this thing really, really well. And there's
I see some conversation in the chit chat about it being faked, and I'm not going to rule it out, not completely. I think it's pretty unlikely just because of the magnitude of the accusation. I'm certainly not going to make that accusation. I don't believe that. I think that there's a very, very small possibility, but it is possible. And it would explain some of the after action,
So Charlie Kirk's hanging out with Michael Jackson, who's also MAGA, in the Witness Protection Program.
I don't buy it.
Some actions coming out of these people.
Especially as we're discovering all of these other suspicious things.
There are people that watch my show, occasionally, that think that Charlie Kirk is in the Witness Protection Program.
Will it really make you scratch your head and go, are these people human beings? Because that's not how people act in my zone of influence. I mean, I've seen more care or concern coming out of a stranger toward a homeless person. I've seen people devastated for long periods of time, and you have too, and you're probably one of these people like me who are just not able to laugh or do anything months after your pet dies. But here these guys are laughing, enjoying life, profiting handsomely from this brutal tragedy, violating consent by
Yeah, like, I don't know how long after his death this was filmed, but like,
tracking 277,000 people who came to honor Charlie Kirk, spewing the FBI.
Good question, Rocket. What's the benefit of it being fake? I mean, this is obviously speculation, but if you think it through, the benefit of it being fake would be sort of a Christian revolution to martyr him, lionize him, possibly to protect him from a threat, like a threat from a foreign government, maybe. Take him off the field so he can't actually be killed, and simultaneously give this groundswell to this Christian revolution. And it would go with this kind of Q type of exposing Israel, of letting Candace run wild, letting Tucker say what he's going to say, and letting this natural groundswell of young people being like, wait, who did kill him? That would.
Well, duh. That was a squib pack, right? That's a blood pack. Duh. That's what was under his shirt. He just shot blood everywhere. They know it. They've seen it. It doesn't look real to them. These are the same people that have never seen anybody ever be fucking shot, but suddenly they're experts on how weird it looks when somebody gets shot.
Would be, I think, the explanation there. And if that was true, I mean, it'd be pretty fucked up to lie about this and to do all that, but it would be like kind of a badass timeline to be in. That would mean that we would have like the most capable white hat actors on the planet. That would be like JFK Jr. still.
These are the same people that like when something major wrong with your car, like you blew a head gasket, and the mechanic's out in the shop working on it, like taking the head off or whatever. And they're like, are you sure that goes there? Are you sure? I think you're supposed to, I don't think you have to take that off.
Live kind of shit. So
it's ridiculous official story of Tyler Robinson being the gunman and Charlie's neck being a man of steel.
Thank God they're unconscious during fucking surgery. They'd be directing the surgeon.
6 traveling at 2,900 feet per second. I mean, what is really going on here?
Yeah, I dig him. If you don't know about Disturbing Illusion, check him out. He's super cool. Good analysis. Dig it.
All right, you guys want some good news? Or no? You just want all this bad news? Oh no, what is this? Is stand-up comedy.
Rest down, brother, and I'll see you in
It was never my intention to make light of the murder.
Oh, Johnny Kirk died like a Viking.
Forgive him. I'm so excited.
He died like a Viking. Goddamn goofy ass looking Cash Patel, fucking looking straight ahead and looking fucking 35 degrees to the right, saying, "I'll see you in Valhalla, brother."
So, a man was shot in front of a live audience of people, in front of a lot of people. It was outdoors. Thank God comedy is indoors. So I was just thinking out loud, but the man was shot in front of, he was shot dead, fatally wounded, as they say. It's kind of like a misleading. It's like he's dead. Like he was fatally wounded. You're like, wait, he was just wounded? Like fatally? Oh. Yeah, my grandfather reached fatal old age recently, actually. But I'm going to be honest with you, okay? As a comedian, as a public performer, I was utterly scared. Okay, I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys. I was terrified.
This isn't the good news. I just happened to see this.
I saw that. I said, wow, I mean, if that can happen to him, you know, could it happen to me? I say some inflammatory things sometimes. I was talking about Tylenol earlier, you know? Okay.
Tylenol is actually anti-inflammatory.
And so I was scared. I shut down. I freaked out. I honestly did not even want to leave the house. And, you know, I felt like I had no one to talk to, and I felt so alone and so in my head. But thankfully,
you get it, chat? You get it? It's an anti-inflammatory.
About 36 hours, the governor of Utah came out and said, we got him. And I finally relaxed. I was like, thank God, we're back. We're back. We are so back. Oh my God, they got the guy. They got the guy. I want to give a special shout out to the FBI, Utah police, the Trump administration, and of course, special shout out to Cash Patel for bringing justice in this case. There was a killer on the loose for a little while, but they got him, guys. Why are you not excited? They got him. Yes, have faith in the system works. Okay.
Oh, I got that. Hold on. Where is that? Don't I have rim shot on here? Yeah. It's anti-inflammatory. Of course you don't fucking get it. He said, this comedian says, I was really worried after this happened because I say some inflammatory stuff. I was talking about Tylenol earlier. Talking about Tylenol and autism could be inflammatory to people. But Tylenol is actually a medication for anti-inflammation. It's anti-inflammatory. It reduces swelling. Of course you don't fucking get it.
Work, keep paying your taxes and go directly to Israel. It's going to be totally fine, man. Yeah.
All right, good news. We got good news coming. Atsuko ruined the mood. We can't even fucking watch this anymore. Atsuko fucking ruined it. God damn. Get her out of here. Get her the fuck out. It'd be a lot nicer if someone else does it, okay? We have an update for Elder Millennial.
Hey, Joe Redden, a.k.a. the older millennial, a.k.a. the golden millennial, a.k.a. blew a guard, a.k.a. the peeing millennial, a.k.a. the drunk millennial. Word on the street is that the Maryland Securities Division found that your little middle-class hedge fund was a scam. You were selling...
Uh-oh. Your middle-class hedge fund was a scam.
Word on the street is that the Maryland Securities Division found that your little...
Maryland ordered you to dissolve voluntarily and pay back everybody their money?
Middle-class hedge fund?
Wait. So hypothetically, if you took 25% of the money that was invested and spent it on administrative fees and it's fucking gone, okay? It's just gone, pissed away, of the millions of dollars that you just pissed away, and now you're being ordered to pay everybody back all the money they invested with you. How's that going to work? A fucking hedge fund that's charged a 25% management fee.
...was a scam. You were selling unregistered securities just like I said you were.
There's $1 million missing.
And making promises you couldn't keep. So some of you, most of you, maybe none of you have probably seen the video where I look absolutely psychotic because I'm screaming at the phone. I made that video in the moments directly following me learning that the Maryland Securities Division has found that Joseph Redden's MCU was selling unregistered securities and couldn't keep the promises that they were making to their investors, and that they were given the option to voluntarily dissolve. Now, if you'll remember, there's still about $1 million that's in the wind. I hope that they have that money, or that they can come out of pocket for that money, because if they can't, then there's a good chance they may face criminal charges. That's right. We may get another mugshot of the good Mr. Redden to add to our collection. And to Joe, you and I both know that you're going to take that video.
Uh-oh. They've been ordered to pay everybody back their money, and they're allowing them to voluntarily dissolve rather than taking action against them and forcing them to dissolve, right?
And use it to try and make me look like an absolute fucking nut job, because you lack the ability to take accountability for anything that you've done, which is why you sat in jail for 2 weeks. It's also why you got to ride the lightning and were like a
Someone said, you mean that Elder Millennial lied? You will not believe the way my jaw stayed firmly in place. Atsuko doesn't get that one either, chat. Laugh about it.
Year-old pissing yourself. And I was really disappointed because the last thing that I asked of the cops when they arrested you, when I called them and let them know where you were hiding at while you were running from that warrant, I asked them to tell you it was me. I let them know where you are. This crazy bitch, this stupid bitch, this Walmart shift manager was smart enough to find your fucking ass. I was also smart enough to uncover your scam. Have a day.
Important member notice, MCUC, to begin voluntary dissolution. We write this difficult news after direct engagement with the Maryland Securities Division and our lawyers. We will begin a voluntary dissolution of Middle Class United Cooperative, Inc., MCUC. This is not the outcome we had hoped for, and we are deeply disappointed. However, we respect the state's authority and will comply fully. The Maryland Securities Division reviewed MCUC's membership structure and communications and concluded that our $500 membership falls within the scope of Maryland's security laws. Everybody told you this. You said that you were taking money from people, bunching it together, and investing it. How the fuck is that not securities? What did you think it was? A Ponzi scheme? In simple terms, the state determined that our membership model would need to meet securities registration and disclosure requirements designed for investment products. An interpretation we respectfully disagree with, but we will comply with nonetheless. We approached the state in good faith, hoping to take whatever steps the authorities deemed necessary so that MCUC could continue its mission under full compliance. They don't even know what their mission is. At first, they were going to buy houses for people or make housing affordable. Then they were going to buy apartments. Then they were going to invest it. Then they used 25% as a management fee. Then they kicked Joe out, but then he claims that he's still part of it, but just they can't say that he's part of it. We believed this path forward honored both our continue its mission under full compliance. We believed this path forward honored both our members' trust and the cooperative values that brought us together. To our deep disappointment, it soon became apparent that this approach was not viable, leaving dissolution as our only remaining option. This decision left the executive management team, EMT, and the board of directors, the BOD, with no real choice but to comply. Our hands in every practical sense were tied. We are abiding by the state's directive, not out of resignation, but out of respect for the rule of law and a commitment to closing this chapter response. This isn't a respect. They know they'll go to prison if they don't. They're committing securities fraud. What makes this outcome especially painful is not merely the end of operations, but the loss of what was just beginning to take shape. All right, let me zoom in some, maybe. Across the country, the MCUC's regional real estate committees, made up entirely of dedicated member volunteers, had begun identifying promising opportunities to acquire and develop properties that could have served as anchors for affordable, community-centered housing. Their passion, diligence, and vision embodied everything the MCUC was created to be. Members working together, not for profit, but for shared progress and a stronger American middle class. To see those efforts ceased at the very moment they were gaining traction has been profoundly difficult. We are deeply grateful to every member who contributed their time, ideas, and I couldn't believe I was able to read the last line. Going back in, boys. Ideas and expertise to these committees. In their work, we saw MCUC's mission in action, a living example of cooperation, civic spirit. Sorry, I had to burp. And the belief that ordinary people acting together can achieve extraordinary things. The American middle class continues to face a housing and affordability crisis that worsens every year. Not now, Trump fixed it, remember? We are heartbroken that we can no longer be a part of building the solutions our members so clearly wanted to see. But we remain proud of what this cooperative stood for and the good faith with which it operated. They hadn't done anything but sent in. They haven't done anything but the 25% management fee, basically. I don't know what they're bragging about. Therefore, after extensive discussion with council and the state, we are proceeding with a supervised wind down and return of funds. Our final immediate concern in light of this disappointing news is to ensure a member first resolution. one that responsibly addresses both members' interests and the state's concerns and bring this unfortunate matter to a respectful, transparent conclusion. What we have done to protect members. Operations have ceased. Member capital has been converted to cash equivalents on council's advice to help preserve principal while we coordinate refunds with the state. All communications with regulators are being handled by council to ensure accuracy, consistency, protection of members' interests. Sounds like they got busted, right? Refunds. What to expect? Refunds. Hold on. Subject to regular guidance, refunds are expected to be pro rata from the net funds available at the close of dissolution after required legal, accounting, banking, processing, and wind down costs. Timing. We are targeting a short, finite wind down period of about 60 days, though the precise timeline depends on the division's instructions and council's direction. Process details. The division may process refunds directly or permit a payment processor, Stripe. We will send a step-by-step refund notice as soon as the process is confirmed by the state. Member action. No action is required at this time other than ensuring your contact information on file is current. We will reach out if additional confirmations are needed. Our commitment during the wind down. Good faith and accountability. We have acted and will continue to act in good faith. We will follow the state guidance and maintain clear records throughout. Member care. We will prioritize clarity, fairness, and security, including appropriate measures for fraud prevention, data protection, and any unclaimed property requirements. Professional oversight. Legal counsel will coordinate all regulator communications. Accounting professionals will manage final filings and financial closeout. Member updates will be counsel reviewed and distributed by email and, if appropriate, SMS. Please rely on the official notices. We will not discuss dissolution matters on social media. This is, bluntly put, an excruciating outcome. Our mission to build a better future for American middle class guided every step we took, and we pursued that mission with an earnest and unwavering passion. We are profoundly grateful for your trust and participation. Even as MCU winds down, the values that brought us together, cooperation, fairness, and belief that the collective action can still make a difference. If you need to update your contact information, please wait for the forthcoming refund notice, which will include the appropriate support channel for instructions. For your protection, do not share sensitive information unless requested through an official council-approved communication from MCU. Shutting down, baby. Sounds about right. Oh, I guess there's a little bit more. With respect and appreciation of the executive management team, EMT, and board of directors, Middle Class Cooperative, this notice was prepared in consultation with counsel and is intended to provide general information about the dissolution process. It does not constitute legal or tax advice. Members should consult with their own advisors regarding individual circumstances. Where's Joe at?
Hey, Joe Redden, a.k.a. the older millennial, a.k.a. the golden millennial, a.k.a. Blue Guard, a.k.a.
Blue Guard. He's Bluey. He was so drunk. Hold on. Let's see if he's responded to this yet. He only posts 35 videos a day.
Look, first let me say that I recognize that most of the people on food stamps are American citizens. With that being said, this is a problem because we cannot continue to import people into our country that we have.
This right here is not even accurate information. This is ran by a group that their information has been called into question multiple times. It's a group dedicated to getting rid of Islamic or Muslim people in America.
Have to pay for. And look, I recognize that this group of people represents a small percentage of the people who are actually on food stamps. But when 45% of a group is on food stamps, maybe they don't Seriously, how is shit like this even possible?
Democratic judge released anarchist that ordered $45,000 hit on Pam Bondi.
So recently there was a leftist anarchist that offered $45,000 for somebody to assassinate Pam Bondi. Like, that's a pretty serious crime. Like, it carries with it the possibility of a life sentence. Right? So we have a serious crime with serious time behind it. Is this person
Minnesota man arrested after allegedly offering $45K for the killing of Pam Bondi. Taylor Avalos, 29, was arrested October 16 and accused of posting a threat on TikTok. A Minnesota man was arrested after allegedly offering $45K for the killing of Attorney General Pam Bondi, according to court documents. Tyler Avalos, 29, published a threat on TikTok saying he wanted Bondi dead or alive, but preferably dead, according to an affidavit by FBI Special Agent Caleb Jurchizn. The investigation in Avalos started October 9th when a tipster from Detroit submitted a report to the FBI National Threat Operations Center and flagged a suspect's TikTok feed. The FBI said the TikTok post included a picture of Bondi with a sniper scope, red dot on her forehead, according to the affidavit. Additionally, the suspect user posted a comment below the description that reads, "Cough, cough, when you don't serve us, then what?" TikTok, Google, and Comcast helped the FBI trace the suspect, affidavit says, learning he signed up for the platform on a Samsung Galaxy phone. Avalos was charged with creating an online post containing a threat to injure. He appeared in court last Wednesday and waived his right to a preliminary hearing. A judge released him on personal recognizance, but ordered him to wear GPS monitoring. Lawyers for Avalos, who live in St. Paul, did not immediately respond for the comment. Bondi's office declined to comment on the matter. TikTok, Google, and Comcast, which is a parent company of NBC Universal, did not immediately respond to requests. The suspect has a rap sheet that includes convictions for July 2022, stalking case in Dakota County, and a domestic battery charge in Polk County, Florida, in August 2016, the affidavit says. He also has a 2019 misdemeanor battery case out of Dakota County, which appears to have been reduced from felony domestic assault by strangulation. The suspect identifies as an anarchist, according to the affidavit, which says that his username included the symbol for anarchy, and an anarchist fact frequently asked questions book was pinned to his page. Anarchism advocates for the replacement of the state with stateless societies and voluntary free associations. I wonder how direct the threat actually was. Hard to tell. Cough, cough, when they don't serve us, then what? So it was a photo with a red dot on her forehead, and the caption said, "Wanted Pam Bondi, reward $45K, dead or alive, preferably dead." And then underneath that, it said, "Cough, cough, when they don't serve us, then what?" I wonder if this is just a meme that he shared and that was his comments. Wait, here it is. You guys can't see this. Let me do this. And then if I put it up here, that. Cough, cough, when they don't serve us, then what? I don't think he made this meme. Maybe he did. Can they prove that he made this meme or that he just shared it? Obviously, he put this. Cough, cough, when they don't serve us, then what? That's a thing. But this wanted Pam Bondi, reward $45,000, dead or alive, preferably dead. I don't know that he made that. And then can they prove he made that? It gives the MAGA retard something to talk about, I guess. All right, let me show you one more thing. The elder millennial got so fucking drunk in his live stream, he passed the fuck out. He passed the fuck out on stream. Maybe he's just being spoopy for Halloween, right? He's a spoopy guy.
Imagine being so dependent on this app and the attention that it gives you that you fall asleep doing a TikTok live.
If someone's a mod, turn off comments now. It's bad. Oh, I wish I could turn off his live for him. This is bad.
Like, when you think about it, it's pretty fucking sad. Like, you have nobody in your life that entertains you.
It was sad when I got drunk and did it. I mean, I laughed it off, right? That's what we did, was got drunk and talked shit and whatever. But it was sad when I do it. I shouldn't be drinking to that point. I shouldn't be streaming to that point. I should be staying up to that point. You know what I mean?
Enough in person that you have.
I also don't have multiple DUIs and running from warrants and stealing millions of dollars from my followers, telling them I'm going to invest it for them, but it's not an investment.
To devote your entire life being obsessively online and passing out doing a TikTok live because nobody in real life wants to talk to you.
They had some that had that comments before this. There's even one point where he's like, "Tell the general I said no," or something. I don't know if he's in a general auto insurance commercial or if he's having a dream that he's going down on Hegseth or something. I don't know. This was a few nights ago. It was in October.
Looks like we know who the real Sleepy Joe.
Wait, do you in China do they have calendars? Do you know what October means?
Is put bed.
I'm gonna call you, buddy.
Go. So I managed to click the live and kick off the person from X.
Oh, okay. Hey, you good? You awake now?
No, I'm fucking with her. Of course I know it's early. I'm not checking in. I'm fucking with her.
Okay.
This guy joined his live. A moderator let him in to try to wake him up.
Like, I know.
And this is his response. He doesn't know where he's at or what's going on.
I'm gonna call you, buddy.
Go. So I managed to click the live and kick off the person from X.
Oh, okay.
And no one knows what he's saying.
You good? You awake now?
No, I'm fucking with her. Of course I know it's early. I'm not checking in. I'm fucking with her.
Okay.
Like, I know it's way too early to check into a hotel. I know this. This is the joke.
I know it's too early to check into a hotel. All his chat just says, "You've been asleep for a while. Go to bed. You kicked Nick off. What are you doing? Nick was trying to wake you up." Like, he has no idea where he's at right now. What do you mean you know it's too early to check into a hotel? What are you fucking... You're in your house, bro.
What?
It's fucking 7 a.m. Nobody is checking into a hotel at 7 a.m. I know this.
He had to be having a dream about it, right? I know nobody's checking into a hotel at 7 a.m. Duh.
What's it?
Man, love you. Thank you. Thank you.
He does need help.
Ed.
People are like, "Oh my God." By the way, this is Nick right there that was on there with him, right? With the Charlie Kirk picture. One of these has to be his moderator that let the people into the chat to try to wake him up. People try to come out and be like, "Oh my God, he's a veteran. He could have PTSD." Well, then get fucking help. Go get it.
Call you, buddy.
Go. So I managed to click the live and kick off the person from X.
What's it?
Man, love you. Thank you.
This was before those two people joined.
Live.
Say it again. Come on, say it again. Say it again, but say it slower.
Joe, go to sleep.
Wait, what should I do? What should I do with the live? Slow what?
Turn off the live.
Yeah, girl.
Joe, turn off the live.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm right.
Joe.
Yes, ma'am.
Get up. Open your eyes.
Ma'am, look, if you're going to throw that ass back at me, you're Israeli.
He's even a racist piece of shit in his sleep? If you're going to throw that ass back at me, you're Israeli.
Open your eyes.
Ma'am, look, if you're going to throw that ass back at me, you're Israeli.
Yeah, alive.
Say
How many drunk lives does the older millennial need to put out or be taken and put on the internet for people to really start addressing what's going on here?
By the way, the second DUI I think that he got, he had no license or insurance either.
I'm all about being compassionate towards people who have a clear addiction. To worry and pray. We need to help. We need to help him. Yeah, that help is contingent upon wanting to be helped. Does Joe, at any point, has Joe said, I need help, I need to seek help, I need to get help? No. Joe chooses to drink alone in his home, get belligerently drunk on his lives, say wild, egregious stuff, and then wake up the next day and post videos like it didn't happen. At some point,
he could at least come on and be like, guys, I fucked up. I went a little too far. I don't need to be drinking that much, all right?
We have to start addressing the clear elephant in the room and say, bro, what are we doing? What is this? I'm still failing. It absolutely evades all of my comprehension skills every single day that this man has a large following. I don't get it. Ever since the first time I saw this man grace my For You page, I saw nothing but pompous, arrogance, asshattery. That's all I saw from this guy. Even when I agreed with his talking points, I was like, gosh, you just come off like such an asshole. And then I see him drunk. And I'm like, oh, there it is. There's Joe. Everyone wants to sleep with me. Everyone wants to get a piece of this. I recall hearing a conversation one time on one of his lives where he was drinking, where he was talking about essentially that it's okay that he's a little overweight, but women shouldn't be. I was like, okay, that's not weird at all. He also basically told a woman that if she was getting effed right, she wouldn't be in people's comment sections on the internet. I'm sorry, what does that mean? Not even to mention the time that we saw him resist arrest after campaigning that you should never resist arrest. And what did conservative influencers do that know him? They came on here to defend him. I'm sorry, at some point you have to address the real issue. And you can't keep playing the sympathy card because you're his friend. A real friend, mind you, this is what pisses me off about people these days when it comes to being a friend, friendship and all that shit. Yes, you support your friends, but if my friends start going down a destructive ass road, you better believe I'm the first person at their door. I'm the first person up in their phone. I'm the first person to piss them off and say, you're gonna get your shit together now because I love you and I want you to see you get better. That's what real friends do. They don't watch you ruin your life because they're scared to hurt your feelings. They don't allow you to get away with stuff just because they want the public appearance that we're all a united front. That's your friend. If he's actually your friend, you would intervene. You would try to help. Ultimately, yes, it's his decision. But at the same time, it seems like no one in his life that claimed to be his friend are doing a damn thing about it. And if it's really to the point where Joe is just belligerently adhering or belligerently committed to being the drunk that he is, and there's no amount of help people have tried. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. Maybe it has. If that's where we're at, then he doesn't need to have a platform anymore. Maybe if people stop enabling his behavior, maybe if people stop dismissing or ignoring his bad behavior, maybe, just maybe then, when we hit rock bottom, we'll wake up and do something about it. But that's not what we're doing. It's astounding to me how you can get belligerently blackout drunk on your lives the night before, wake up the next day, go and post videos like nothing happened the night before. Like, he knows that people can screen record this stuff, right? Like, it's on the internet. And at some point, it's not just the haters are gonna hate. No, Joe, you have a problem. And you're lucky that I'm not your friend, Joe, because I would be the first person at your door being an ass to you out of love. Making sure you know you need to get your shit together, Joe, okay? I'm gonna give you that dose of real love because that's the kind of friend that I am.
It is interesting. He doesn't have anybody in his life that'll show up and be like, hey, dude, I've seen the lives. You may make me leave, right? You may fucking hate me and never speak to me again. But if we're still friends, I'm gonna tell you, like, you need to get your fucking shit together, right? And I'm gonna be here to help you get your shit together. He has nobody.
I am. And I sincerely hope, and I've actually told not only my partner, but people in my life, if I ever become a problem, please tell me. Please inform me. Because nothing is more aggravating than being in people's lives where everyone around them is scared to address the issue because you're scared of a reaction, but ultimately you're not helping that person by not addressing the core issue. I truly hope he gets help. I do. And maybe gain some humility along the way. Because the way that we act, sober and drunk, is so off-putting to me that I don't understand how he's had such a large following. And I certainly don't understand why people defend him. And that's just where I'm at with it. How many drunk lives?
They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault.
Oh, this is a bad. Have you guys heard this story? Real quick, let me give you a recap. She works for DoorDash. She gets an order that says, leave it outside the door on the stoop. Okay? Now, as part of DoorDash, when she leaves it outside the door, she's got to take a picture. So she shows up. Screen door is closed, like the glass door. Front door is cracked open somewhat to where you can see inside. She pulls out her phone to take a picture of the food, decides that, well, that door's cracked. So she opens the screen door, leans in through the main door, opens it even further, sees a man there asleep on his couch, and he doesn't have any pants on, right? Should that man have been dressed? Yeah, maybe, but he's in his own house. Who cares? She takes a video of the guy naked in his own home on his own couch and posts it on the internet. She went out of his way to go further into his house to look and see what was going on, sees a naked man, videotapes it, and posts it on the fucking internet. Then, when she comes to her story, she comes to the internet and says she's been sexually assaulted. People's like, that's not sexual assault. Like, you sexually assaulted him. Like, you went too far. It was still not sexual assault, but you went too far with him. You invaded his home. Him inside. Should he have had his pants on? Probably. Should you have went inside? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Should you have posted him online? Abso-fucking-lutely not. So she gets fired, not for being sexually assaulted like she claims. She gets fired from DoorDash for videotaping someone in their home and posting it on the internet. But now she's like, they fired me. I'm the victim. I was sexually assaulted.
Because you weren't sexually assaulted. Like, maybe this video gets me in trouble, but she was not S8. Like, I know this video went super viral, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'm 13 drinks deep. If I wasn't slurring, I would think I was a god. I'm literally 13 transfusions deep. That's tequila, grape juice, and ginger ale. So yeah, I better be slurring by now. Like, holy shit, like that's a lot. The fact that I'm still making sentences.
Every night. And people are still defending him like, he's not an alcoholic. He just likes to drink by himself in his house every night till he passes out.
Fucking win. And y'all are like, oh my God, rehab. No.
Right. It is bad for real victims.
I'm doing this.
Hold on. We'll look it up right quick before we go.
At my own house with my bed 30 meters away. Calm the fuck.
She got fired not because of the sexual. Here's the video. Look.
I know ball when I see it.
Look, she's videotaping him.
And I peeped something about the DoorDash situation. Let's be clear. I'm not here to argue how she felt.
Should his pants and stuff have been down? He's in his home, first of all. Right? She went way beyond what she was supposed to do. They claim she even opened the door more than it was. It was just cracked. Like, that's insane.
Feeling violated or offended is a matter of opinion.
Look at her video. She makes a little cute video, then posts it on TikTok.
Fact. But when we start to label things as sexual assault, we have to separate things from what's factual and what's feeling. She posted multiple follow-up videos, and there's one in particular I want to bring attention to.
See how the door is when she first gets there? See how it's just a crack? The door's just cracked. She goes above and beyond to find this guy and videotape him.
Pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were gonna have to pay me for all those views I got. So no, they took that right down.
Look, I can't even say the word ass in the comment section without.
Well, it looks like the man who is in the DoorDash video has been found. Now, an account known by Casey Speaks had made a video about Austin. He had given out all this information about Austin, and honestly, I do not take videos like that without doing more research on the situation. So what he had said is that he found the address of the house. So I did some digging and I found the address. Here's the house, and as you can see, I did get the screenshot from Google Maps. And in case you don't remember, here's the house in the video that DoorDash Girl had posted. Now, Casey goes on to say that Austin and DoorDash Girl had went to the same school. I didn't do any research on that.
Like, she fucked up bad. I get it. Maybe he fucking, I don't know, maybe he masturbated and fell asleep. I have no fucking idea why the fuck his pants were down. But he's in his own home. The instructions weren't to bring it in, come find me like he was trying to flash her or some shit. It was to leave it at the door and go on about your fucking life.
So I can't say for certain that that is true, but other people have said that. Again, I can't say for certain if that is true or not. Now, here's a picture of Austin and what he looks like. And yes, I did blur out somebody who was with him because that is not right to put her in the picture. But I did end up finding his Facebook, and it was from the same town that he is in, and everything tracks. Now, I did end up finding his Twitter as well, and he has not posted anything on the whole situation. Now, lastly, Casey had...
And to beat it all, DoorDash did what they're supposed to do. When she reported that she was able to see him naked, they banned him from the app. They banned his account from the app. That wasn't good enough for her. She took the video, posted it on TikTok of him naked inside, unedited, and said that she was sexually assaulted. It said something like, when you get randomly assaulted trying to do your job at DoorDash or something.
Case on Austin. And as you can see, there was a case with Austin. I blurred out his last name because I don't want to dox anybody, but he did have a case for disorderly conduct. Now, looking more into the case, you can actually see that he was in trouble for indecent exposure, but since it was his first time, it got moved down to disorderly conduct. So now we officially have proof that he has done this before. And this proof is public record. You can go look it up yourself. Now, I'm not going to be getting any last names or addresses because that is illegal. I will get in trouble if I do that, but it's honestly not that hard to find once you take the right steps to get to it. And I will give you a hint. DoorDash Girl on her Instagram was tagged in a post, and it says what town they are from. That's the only hint that I will give you to find out this information. Well, it looks like the man...
When I arrived at their front door was wide open. They're like,
lights were on. And they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently.
So let's talk about the situation with Michaela K, the DoorDash driver who basically delivered food to a customer, and then she falsely claimed that she was sexually assaulted. Later, it turned out that she was the one who opened his door, walked into his house uninvited, and took a video of him.
Opened his door, walked inside, took a video of him.
Naked. And then she spun the story on the internet like she was the victim. See, this right here is the problem. This is why people start questioning real victims.
If she would have said, like, I accidentally saw it, but to take a video, to post it, if she'd have been like, I accidentally saw it and blah, 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 people would have been on her side. Like, why the fuck's he doing that? Why was his door cracked? You know, why is his pants down while he's supposedly waiting on food to be DoorDash? Like, that's creepy, right? And he was in a position. But when we find out, like, she took the video, she posted the video, she opened his door, she went inside, or at least broke the threshold with her phone, like, and then claimed that she was sexually assaulted, that's insane, dude.
This is why survivors who have actually been through pain, trauma, and humiliation basically have to fight so hard to be believed. When someone lies about being sexually assaulted, it doesn't just hurt the accused. It disrespects every single survivor who has still or is trying to heal. You don't get to weaponize trauma for likes, for views, and for sympathy. You don't get to play with someone's, basically, like, reputation or people's emotion just to go viral. Sexual assault is not a trend. It's not a storyline. It's not content. It's basically something that ruins lives. It breaks trust and leaves scars that people can't see. And when you lie about it, like something so serious, you are basically taking a piece of credibility away from every real victim who needs people to listen. We can't stand with real survivors while calling out the ones who lie, because both can be true. The victims deserve protection, and people who falsely claim to be victims, they basically deserve to be held accountable. False accusations is never okay, and it doesn't just do damage to someone's life, they damage the entire movement. You know, built to protect the real people from the trauma. So while I'll defend the truth, I'll never defend a lie dressed up as pain. This is ridiculous.
When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently.
So let's talk about the situation with Michaela K, the DoorDash.
Even if it was indecent exposure and it was like a trap he set, to say that you were sexually assaulted and then you posted him on the internet fully new, like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Do you know? I don't think you get to know who your DoorDash person. I don't use DoorDash. My town's basically too small. Do you know who your Dasher is, chat? If you use DoorDash, I don't know if there's anybody still really chatting. Well, I know it's Suko and Dr. JR. I don't use DoorDash, so I wouldn't know. But all right, guys. Thank you all for joining us. Consider supporting the show at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. I need to do some videos of the campground. We've been working on it lately, running wires and plumbing and getting stuff ready. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Support the show. That's how I pay the bills around here. Bills are piling up. Yeah. It does show the name, kind of like Uber. I didn't know that. Have a good night, everybody. See you on the next one, I guess. Bye-bye. Before you order, no, but once you order, it shows who will be delivered. That makes sense. So you order it, and then you find out, like, your order's on its way from Joe or something, right? Okay. Have a good one, guys.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have...
Maybe he is like a pervert like that, but she still went too far. And then to claim that she's victim when she victimized somebody herself. If anything, they're both in the fucking wrong, right?
Balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go. I think I started some shit.
Imagine if that had been a woman that was like asleep and like, you know how sometimes like they'll rub their chest and like fucking lift your shirt and your tit'll be out or something. And some man had videotaped her through the door with like one of her tits out or something.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with
and then claimed that they were sexually assaulted. Like, what the fuck?
Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like fool in a thong. He's strapped to...
Got me missing Mariah. Her titties are always out. All over the place. Like a kid on a tetherball court.
I can quench that thirst.
Smacking them around.
Alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit.
You stop it, Suko. Goddamn.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped them to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, this is gonna be...
Good night, guys.
Wait. Stop.
I'll see y'all on the next one. I can't guarantee there'll be a show every night. I'm getting pretty worn down from like working and waking up early and shit, but I'll do my best. I'll be on the next one whenever it is. Hopefully tomorrow, but we'll see.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set.